Hi, and welcome to One Thing Thursday for July. It has sure been hot, hasn't it? We're just about to launch the 45th iteration of our diploma course at the Quest Institute this weekend. And as the years progress, I appreciate each beginning a little more and what it takes for those students to be there. In their own way, most are responding to a feeling that there is more to them than life has revealed yet, and that helping others is a path to actualizing that potential. And for so many, it really does. But this isn't about telling you about them, it's about speaking to that feeling in you. The great Seth Godin reminds us that the story of Icarus wasn't always about the warning about soaring too close to the sun, the danger of hubris. It also used to contain the warning against flying too low and getting our wings waterlogged and falling into the sea. Too low or too high could both spell disaster. It amazed me to learn that after the 1700s, our society dropped the warning about aiming too low. Those in power wanted us to stay in our lane, to stick with what we're born into, not to aspire to more. That narrative is still being peddled to us today. We face real struggles with our standard of living, and yet the solution to reduce inequality and level the playing field is studiously ignored by the entitled people who wield the levers of power. It suits them to keep our wings clipped. Without even realizing it, you might be constraining your potential because of the messages we received in our childhood that it's right to do so. I vividly recall my mum telling my dad to stick with what you know when he wanted to change from driving lorries to selling cars. The latter involved wearing a tie and instantly made us posh to the rest of our family. They didn't realize they were parroting their conditioning. If we're not careful, we become warders of our own prison. You might be unhappy in your lane, but feel like it's where you're supposed to be. And yet, a feeling will continue to nag at you. A voice might quietly insist that you look over there, a place both scary and exciting. This impulse won't go away, and probably my greatest fear, other than waking up and finding myself an Arsenal supporter, is that when I'm at the end of my life, that voice will have something to scold me about. So, my one thing for you this month is this. First, realize you have wings. Unfold them and flap them a bit. Entertain what your gut is willing you to do. Ask, what could you do this week that would get you 3% closer to your idea's fulfillment, to your dream? Too much? How about 1%? Birds don't fledge and then fly miles. They take short hops and build their strength. It's not a sprint, you have time. But first, find the wings our society denies you have. Entirely unrelated, what has two eyes and smokes? Pompeii. Have a great month.